Hi, I'm Paul Friedman. Welcome. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and the topic we're discussing now is, what do you do when your husband makes you feel less of a woman? This is a very interesting question because his job, you might say, is to make you feel not just like more of a woman, but like the only woman. And unfortunately, he wasn't taught how. We are not given any marriage education growing up at all, are we? You know, we learn algebra, we learn geography, not very well, but we learn history, but we don't learn anything about relationships. We're only kind of chastised for not liking certain groups and stuff. But when it comes down to our personal relationships, especially with who is going to turn out to be our soulmate, we're not given any kind of guidance, much less are we given any instruction. And I've done my best to create products, courses, and books to help people with this now. And it's difficult for people to learn when they're already in a marriage and the marriage is just going forward full steam ahead, and you start feeling like your husband is unappreciative of you, worse, depreciating you. And you want to blame him entirely, but you also want to know what you can do about it so things change. And the truth is that not only did he not learn how to treat you, his wife, you didn't learn how to treat him, your husband. And so we've got the perfect storm where neither of you know what's going on, and it's like two drowning people trying to pull each other down even more. So I'm going to try to help you by explaining, now that I've explained why this is happening, it's really not that he's a bad person, that he hates you, that he thinks you are less of a woman. It's because he doesn't know how to be a great husband. So let's put on a different hat for a second. And instead of looking at him as being mean to you, as not giving you what you need, look at him as being uneducated, ignorant, not knowing, but innocently not knowing. He doesn't want a wife who is unhappy, does he? He wants a wife who's walking around with a smile on her face, happy to see him, filled with love and peace and joy. It'll rub off on him. And so what you can do about this is you can become someone who he can't help but love, who he can't help but appreciate, who he can't help but see as the most amazing woman who's ever lived. He's the only one who can see you that way because he's with you all the time. But again, not only was he not taught, but you were not taught that that is an important thing to do, that that is actually how you're supposed to live your marriage. You got married to be happy. He got married to be happy. You got married to experience love unconditionally, and he got married to experience love unconditionally. Well, you're actually living like cellmates instead of soulmates and pulling in opposite directions. You're pulling for you, and he's pulling for himself. So one of you, and because you're the one coming to us, you're the one who's capable of turning the whole thing around. You know, in our world, there's this misunderstanding about marriage that it takes two. Well, yeah, in a way it takes two, but it doesn't take two to fix your marriage, to turn it around, to make it amazing. It only takes one of you. Think of yourselves as a team. Think of a team of horses. They're both pulling, but one happens to be lazy, and the other's filled with enthusiasm and is just trotting along. The other one, it has no choice but to go along with the one who's filled with happiness and enthusiasm, and they will soon be trotting along too. That's what a team does when they're harnessed together, as we are when we are married. So when you take the lead and you start becoming the most amazing wife who's ever lived, even though you may say at first, why should I do that? He's not doing his part. I say put that concern aside. Don't worry about what he's doing or not doing. You do it because it's the right thing to do. And usually, and I mean really usually, husbands will come around. They respond well to things like proper, good, healthy, uninhibited affection. They respond well to flattery, and it's not negative flattery. You're talking about your husband. You can flatter him. There's nothing wrong with that. You could tell him about all his good qualities. You could be very supportive of him. You don't have to agree with him all the time, but you don't have to emphasize the disagreements. Leave those aside. You have the right to disagree. You even have the right to tell him you disagree. But when you do, there are repercussions. So don't do that. But the big underlying thing that you should be doing that will just turn your marriage around is change the entire context of your marriage from a mundane interpersonal relationship into a relationship of love between soulmates. Because that's what you are. That's what you and he signed up for. And now is your opportunity. You could see that what you have been doing so far is not working. You've expressed that you're feeling like less of a woman, and you're blaming him for your feeling, which is a whole nother topic. But with free will, it's a not fair topic for you to blame him. Now, you could say he's doing things that are making me feel less than a woman. Yes, but you have free will. You're in charge of the filters of your mind, of how you hear things, of how you respond to things, how you react to things. So, at the Marriage Foundation, we say, no, we don't blame anyone for how we feel. We take full responsibility for how we feel. And because we are in total control of our mind, even though, again, we're not taught this, but it's the truth. Free will means you're in charge of your mind. You're a soul. Not religious, but you're a soul. You have a mind. It's yours. It belongs to you, and you get to control it. So how you feel, how you think, how you react and respond, it's all on you. As a person, not just as a woman, but as a person. You need to learn what you have, what equipment you have, so you could take advantage of the situation for getting positives out of it, for learning how to feel love, cultivate love, and experience love and happiness, love and joy in your marriage. If your marriage is not producing joy, is not producing love, it's because of you and your husband. But you alone can turn everything around. Watch more of my videos. Subscribe to the channel so you could get a sense of what I'm talking about, because our approach at the Marriage Foundation is completely different from everything else that's out there. I see it in the comments all the time. And leave a like for this video. Leave a comment if you wish. And visit again. And go to our website. See what we have to offer. We have all kinds of positive things. Much of it is free. And I appreciate you, and blessings to you and your husband. Take care. Thank you.